Good afternoon, students. Today we start our next topic, hegemony as soft power of chapter 3rd, US hegemony in world politics. As we discussed earlier about the hegemony as hard power, it means that the military strength of USA, and hegemony in the economic, it means that the economic strength and the structural strength of United States of America. Today we discuss the next aspect of hegemony as the soft power. Along with military and economic hegemony, the third dimension of US hegemony is the ideological and cultural dimension. It means that US is the dominant power not only in the economic and the military but also in the ideological or cultural dimension. Today, the world's countries are following the culture and ideology of United States of America. In its third sense, US hegemony relates to the ability to create a global consent. It means that US has the ability that to create a global consent. It means that mostly countries are agreed on the principles and customs which are made by United States of America. Hegemony here relates to the class ascendancy in social, political and ideological spheres. It means that the American society and the American people, they are best in the social, political and ideological sphere. That's described hegemony as the soft power. Soft power hegemony means class ascendancy in the social, political, particularly in the ideological sphere. It implies that dominant power has ideological resources to shape the behavior of competing and lesser powers. Why the competing nations or lesser powers, they are following the customs, traditions and ideology of United States of America. As we discussed earlier, then when the people of USSR knew about the progress of the people of United States of America, then they knew that their government is useless because they are not working properly. So they started to follow the culture of United States of America, and the best example, that was the blue jeans, which was worn by the people of USSR, because at that time blue jeans was the symbol of the liberty or the freedom. Most of the ideas of good life, personal success, dreams of individuals and societies all over the world are dreams endured by prevailing customs and practices of the 21st century America. At present time, the people, those who have their dreams related with the good life, their dreams related with their success, all these coming from a dominant nation, that is United States of America. In most of the countries, there is a definition of poverty, that people who are not earning so much, who are not able to satisfy their basic necessities of life. But there is a little bit different definition of poverty in United States of America. Normally a people who is considered poor, who has no car in his house. It shows that what is the progress in United States of America and in the rest of the world. It shows that there is a wide gap between the USA economy and the rest of the world economy. So in this kind of hegemony, it means as the soft power, the people, they started to follow the culture of United States of America because it is the most attractive culture, it is the most powerful culture on this earth. Next, that US culture is the most dominant and the seductive at the time on this earth. This element is known as the soft power, the ability to persuade rather than coerce. It means that people, they adopted the culture on reason and science, not it means forcefully. लोग अपनी इच्छा से, तर्क से क्या करते हैं, they started to follow the culture of United States of America. The jeans culture, Pepsi drink, fast food, KFC, McDonald's, there are the various components of the US hegemony as the soft power. Today, people, they are following all these components of hegemony at present because of the dominant power of United States of America. Even during the Cold War, the society of Soviet Union was very much impressed by the improvised of US. The youth of Soviet Union was most impressed by wearing the popular blue jeans. It showed that during the Cold War, the people of USSR, they were much impressed by the culture of United States of America. As a result, they used to feel satisfied after purchasing blue jeans from market even if they spent their yearly income. These blue jeans were not available in their own country. During the Cold War, blue jeans were not available in the country of USSR, so they spent their yearly income to purchase the blue jeans from black marketing. So it showed that the American sole superpower, the American soft hegemony during the Cold War also. Next, we discuss the another topic of this chapter, that what are the constraints on American power. ऐसे कौन कौन से अवरोधक हैं जो अमेरिका की पावर, चाहे वो हार्ड पावर है, चाहे वो सॉफ्ट पावर है, चाहे वो स्ट्रक्चरल पावर है, इसके ऊपर क्या कर सकते हैं, प्रतिबंध लगा सकते हैं या कुछ कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. History bears testimony to the fact that hegemons decline as they decay from within. So many empires, they decline from this earth due to the internal weakness of the empire. So it is fact. This is true about the US also. Biggest constraints to its power lie within itself. There are three constraints on the US power. Now what are the constraints on US power? There are three kinds of constraints on US power. The first one is that the institutional architecture. Division of power. In United States of America, there are three major organs of the government, that is executive, legislature and judiciary. There is a balance of power among the three organs of the government. So it check and balance the power among the three organs of the government. No organ of the government can exercise unlimited power in the United States of America. So the first one is that the institutional architecture. The first constraint on American hegemonic power is the institutional architecture of the US state itself. A system of separation of power between the three branches of government puts implicit brakes upon the unlimited and the immoderate use of America's military power by the executive. You know that executive is the most important and most powerful person in the United States of America, because United States of America has a presidential form of government and the president is directly elected by the people. That's the reason that executive may be considered as the most powerful person of United States of America. Its tenure, the tenure of the president is 4 years. But there is a control of the other organs or the branches of the government, like the legislature. So I want to give one example, that there is a check of power and balance of power in United States of America. The passage of bill on Iraq by the US Congress in April 2007 to withdraw US troops from Iraq and President Bush threat to veto are examples of institutional architecture in United States of America that put restriction on its own hegemony. It means कि in 2007 जब US कांग्रेस ने एक बिल पास किया जिसके कारण से अब US को अपनी आर्मी को इराक से क्या करना था, वापस बुलाना पड़ा था या पीछे हटाना पड़ा था. तो ये कुछ एक ऐसे इंस्टीट्यूशनल आर्किटेक्चर है, इंस्टीट्यूशनल प्रोविजंस हैं जिसके कारण से आपका जो यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका है इसके ऊपर क्या करता है, इसकी हिजेमनी के ऊपर क्या किया जा सकता है, कंट्रोल किया जा सकता है. नेक्स्ट वन इज दैट ओपन नेचर ऑफ अमेरिकन सोसाइटी. द करंट एग्जाम्पल that George Floyd, who was a 46 years Afro-American, was killed by a white policeman. And you know that there is a revolt against the Trump government in the various parts of United States of America, and mostly people of the world, they spotted this movement. It shows that the open nature of American society. It shows that the power of the people of United States of America, because they form public opinion. and this kind of environment is making an environment against or in favor of the government. So the second constraint against or before the American hegemony, that is the open nature of American society. The second constraint also stems from domesticity and open nature of US society. Although the US mass media may from time to time impose or promote a specific perspective on domestic public opinion in the US, and there is in any case a deep sense of skepticism regarding the aims and methods of American government. There are always doubts in the minds of American people regarding the working of America's government. That's the reason that from time to time the press of United States of America, they forms public opinion regarding the working style of the United States of America government. This attribute in the long run acts as a huge constraint on the US military adventure overseas. It means that time to time the people of United States of America, they spoke against their own government when they invaded over the different countries of the world. Next constraint is NATO. NATO, which was a military organization which was formed in 1949 during the Cold War period after the end of Second World War. North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It is the military organization which remained only single military organization in the world after the end of Cold War, because the Warsaw Pact was disintegrated with the disintegration of USSR. The third and the most important constraint on American hegemony, which could moderate the use of its power in the global politics, is the organization called North Atlantic Treaty Organization. America obviously has a keen interest in sustaining the alliance of those democracies which follow market model of economy. As we know that during the Cold War there were two kinds of economic model were present, that one was socialist model and one was capitalist model. Capitalist model is also called as the market model. So all these member countries of NATO, they follow the which kind of economy, that the capitalist type of economy or the market kind of economy. And therefore it is possible that the NATO allies would pressurize US to be moderate in its use of power. So dear students, today we discuss the three constraints over the American power. The first one was that the institutional architecture, it means the separation of power among the three branches, that is executive, legislature and judiciary. Second one was that the open nature of American society. This is the most important constraint before the hegemonic power of United States of America, as I give you an example of at present that the death of George Floyd. And the third one is NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organizations. Thank you and have a nice day.